Hey guys, so welcome to another edition of our Stocks by Request, where we talk about the top stocks that you guys requested via social media. So while we're waiting for everyone to join us, a bit of a late stream. No, I wasn't able to do a lot of videos over the past days, primarily because there was so much also that I had to do above and beyond stock trading and all of the other things that I've been doing in between. So let's wait a couple of minutes and then we're doing again another. This is my second time to do it sabay, Facebook and YouTube. So I think people like it also no pag gabing-gabi tayo mag-start more than the normal hours. So we have Alexis asking for ACEN. We have Alexis also asking again for pure gold. So this is what we'll do, no. Please do your stocks and then name and then where you guys are from also, so we get to know people as part of the community. So there, Noel Estrada from YouTube asking for Double Dragon. Then you have Alvin Kane asking for GTCAP. You have uh, you have B Boys asking for ACEN and MM. You have PHA right here. Ken asking for BDO. Elmer asking for Gronfilo. Elmer Gronfilo asking for BDO. So sige, let's wait one more minute. Just keep on putting your requests and then we're gonna do it and we're gonna talk about it also in a bit. May nagpapabati, hanapin ko lang siya. Nagpa-message siya via Instagram kanina. Let me sabi niya magpa-shoutout daw. So I just want to make sure I covered that particular greeting as well. So sandali. Ayan si Johnny for yan. Nagpapabati siya. So hello to you, shout out to you. Anyways, ayan na, we have si Ian from Cagayan de Oro. Then you have JC Albay from Japan. What can we do? CPG, and then you have Jojo de Mesas asking for Tesla and Bitcoin. Very very interesting. Very interesting as well. Sige, how do I start it? I'll start it off with the index muna so that we're fair for everyone who also wants to who are coming in late for this particular live session. There's Martin Christopher asking for Converge. Sige, let's look at the PSCI first now. I wanna start it off with this. So what's interesting also, by the way, looking at the broad market now, the index closed at 6,903. It's slightly up at 0.65%, and value turnover is respectable on the higher range, but not as high as what it was when we were hitting 9, 10, 11 billion pesos in value turnover. So this is still in the high side, but slightly lower than what we were getting over the past weeks na mas mataas yung mga movements natin. So anyways, this is the PSEI. As you can see right here, no, I mentioned it in a video last week that we saw the PSEI drop massively. So as we saw it drop massively, it bounced from the 100-day moving average. Then the day after that, Feb 1, at least the trading day after that, Feb 1, we saw it push higher, but it was still below the support level, or at least the resistance level at that time. Then fast forward Feb 2, Feb 3, and Feb 4 today. This is the third day confirming that we are back and consolidating once again. So the range that we have here plotted, no, support is at 6.8, resistance is at 7, around the 7.3666 level. So we are back once again in consolidation. RSI is still oversold. MACD still is showing us a bit of weakness, but it looks like, no, from the way the lines are moving, let's see over the next few days if we see a cross up from this. But as of now, MACD is still below zero. So please write this down. If the PSEI stays above the 6,800 level, your next possible levels of resistance could be at 7.1, which is where the 50-day moving average is, and then the next possible one at the 7.343 level. So that's where it is. If it follows that progression, then we are seeing the market still range bound as of this point in time. I want to start it off. I want to start it off with what Christopher mentioned na Converge. We now have 513 people joining us. Combined na yan from YouTube and Facebook. Comment below sa inyo mas gusto yung mga videos. No? Do you want it more in Facebook or do you want it more in YouTube? Anyways, this was interesting because I posted static picture of this. Pinadala ko pa also kila Carlo Ople. What was interesting with that is, yesterday day, no, before this large green candle, we already had three successive green candles breaking out of the 20 and 50-day moving average, which for those who attended our stock smart sessions, it looks like a very, very bullish move as well. Then you have it also breaking out from the 17 or 16.99 resistance for the day. So this entire consolidation level from November 23, and from the drop that it had, no, when it did its IPO, is now at least it has been cleared as well. So Converge is currently breaking out from the 16.99, you can put it 17 peso resistance level. MACD is bullish. We're seeing also the lines of MACD start to spread out, and you also have this crossover from the 20 to the 20 and 50-day moving average. So 20-day moving average currently for Converge is bullish. 50-day moving average is bullish. We also had a cross up. It's currently moving. No, what triggered it was the bounce from the 15.4 support level, and then MACD also above zero, crossing up with momentum, is showing us a more bullish stride for Converge. That being said, next possible resistance, the resistance that it broke was the 17 peso level. So today was the breakout. It went as high as 17.64. Couple of things to watch out for over the next few days. We have to see if the 17 peso 16.99 level is a legitimate support. If it does, I think, no, if you will superimpose a possible resistance level for this, you could possibly see a resistance around the 18.5 level for at least a short term. But that's under the context that the 17 or 16.9 level should hold. If it holds, then we may see a new base for Converge over the next few days and weeks, and we could see it progress higher. So titignan natin, because it has to maintain this particular level, no, because if it does not maintain that level, so this breakout would not be valid. So we need to see it stay above the 17 peso level. Okay, next you have Mon Cruz, who's asking for tech. Okay, let's look at Sir Tech right now. So we've talked about Converge, then we're looking at tech as of now. So for tech, no, this is how I will segment it. You see this large push up. I'll change the chart so you see it better. So this is its large push up right here. You have a upward trending slope which started November 3, 2020. Then I'll try to draw a resistance here, which it's trying also to break out from. So a couple of things as of today. MACD is slightly above the zero level, which, if you'll allow me to zoom in, is showing you a bit of weakness here. It's showing you a lack of momentum, or borderline. It's consolidating a bit. And if you look at this particular level, it's confirming it naman that nagdikit-dikit siya. It's having a hard time break past the 7.35 resistance. And the 20 and the 50-day and the 200-day and the 100-day moving average are consolidating a bit. But if it breaks past this level, then it looks like, no, it has a shot of breaking out from an ascending triangle, which from a chart pattern perspective looks like a relatively bullish pattern, at least for Surtech. So chart pattern, ascending triangle, but it's under the notion that it needs to break out from the 7.35 level. RSI is bouncing off oversold levels. MACD is above zero, but showing a bit of weakness. So if it breaks past the 7.35 level, and 7.35 confirms itself as a level of support, next resistances are here, 7.74 and 8.43 for the short term. So that's where we are. Mon Cruz for tech. We have Patricia Loren Serrano. I think from the picture, she's from Singapore, asking for ASEX or ACEN. Comment below, what do you guys want me to prioritize? ASEX first or ACEN? Maybe let's look at ACEN. Give you 5 seconds to decide. ASEX, ACEN, then I'll just drink my coffee also. Okay. Maybe, what do you guys want? Alam ko na pala, manaman ko. I can check it also from my phone. Yan yung hindi ko naisip kanina, no? Let me double check this so I can see at least your votes for here. Okay, madami nag-vote ng ACEN. So let's do ACEN. Si Jared, si Paul, si Jeremy, they're asking for ACEN. So let's do ACEN. Okay, so this is how ACEN is and how it's currently progressing. You have the resistance here for ACEN, which How did we pick it up? It hit the resistance February 3 yesterday, 7.94. Then the next following day, today, confirmation of the failure to break out from that 7.94 resistance. So the next possible areas now where it could possibly retrace short term, 6.63. Next possible area will be at the 5.8 level. So please do write this down. ACEN, as you can see right here, even for the RSI, it tried to hit it and it's bouncing off that particular level, which coincides to this particular notion here, or this particular motion. MACD as of now is still, I'll zoom in so I see it better. MACD still flat, and there's that also denotes no a lack of possible push either upward or downward, but it's slightly above the zero line, but not much. It's not showing us any strong push or movement. Then as of now, also, if you'll allow me to zoom out further, this is how it's also progressing. If you'll draw somehow a trend line here, you could possibly project it moving in this direction. So current resistance is 7.94. Whatever downward movement you're seeing from ACEN is because of a couple of things. Number one, failure to break out of the 7.94 resistance and a bounce down from the RSI from its overbought level. So that being said, current level for it that it may possibly move, 7.94 resistance. Possible retracement will be here at the 6.63 level. So somewhere around here. And if it does not hold, it has a shot to go back here to the 5.8 level or to the upward trending slope that I posted. So that's where we are right now. Second day of ACEN failing to break past the resistance. And I forgot to mention this. We had Stock Smarts Manila. It was a very, very small group last weekend. And it was fun to be able to talk stocks to people again on a live session. So for those of you who were there, I hope that what we talked about gives you also the context so that you can trade it and use whatever concepts that we talked about there, so you trade the markets with confidence. So we have Ian Se Machos from Cagayan de Oros asking for Megaworld. So let's look at Megaworld right now. For Megaworld, RSI first, it's currently oversold right here. MACD still currently also below the zero line crossing. If you'll allow me to zoom out, you will see this. If I'll plot and draw my very own trend line here, it got broken also. So whatever we're seeing right now is a recipient of this. The downward movement is basically Meg failing to hold this trend line. It's breaking down the 20-day moving average as well. And if I'll put a resistance here, the resistance that it must cross is around the 4.31 mark. Then the next resistance that it has is at 3.98 level. So Megaworld closed up today, as you can see right here. After this indecision candle, you had 2 straight days of upward movement, at least for Megaworld. So resistance for Megaworld right now is 3.98. Support is at the 3.64 level. So that being said, for those who were able to pick it up here, end of January, if it does not break the 3.98 level, possible area for it to go is at the 3.98. And if it does not go higher, that could be an area for you also to take profits. That's around 9+% trade as well. So if it has hesitation, so the range that it will currently move right now is here. 3.98 resistance, 3.64 support. If it breaks past the 3.98 level, so what makes that interesting is nandun yung 50-day moving average, nandun yung 20-day moving average, then nandun din yung line that we actually projected. So if it breaks past that, possible progression for it is it could go to the 4.31 level. And currently, even if it breaks past that, the 4.31 is still the longer and stronger resistance, and then the 3.64 is the main support right now for which it's consolidating. So if you look at this, Megaworld has not dropped below the 3.64 level since November 17, and Megaworld also has not gone above that level, or at least if you'll allow me to zoom out, the last time Megaworld went above 4.3 somewhere around this level. So this was January 2020. Please remember, the lockdown was somewhere here. So Megaworld, also similar to a lot of stocks that we have been analyzing, is higher already and above pre-pandemic levels. So that's where we are for Megaworld. JC Albay asking for CPG. Are there a lot other people here also watching and analyzing CPG? Because we're gonna do it if a lot of you guys are into it as well. Water again. I need some liquids for me to be able to talk well while I'm doing this. Anyways, sige, let's look at CPG. Let me just fix this.
My apologies. I couldn't hear what you said.
Okay, CPG. Oh, this is where CPG is. As you can see right now, it's trying to if this one, it's trying to build uh highs that are sloping downward. It's building lower highs. And if you try to look at this also, this particular area, it's also starting to slope a bit downward as well. So um, this 100-day moving average needs to protect CPG, because if it does not, let me just plot this right here, because if it does not, we may see CPG possibly continue to retrace downward. So this is its resistance at the 0.495 level. Its current support is at the zero point 0.4 level. The next possible support is at the 0.35 level. So I'll erase this first. So you see a bit more clarity in what we're trying to analyze. So current support is zero point 0.4. Current resistance is 0.495. If you're gonna place another resistance here, you could put it at the 0.45 level. So if you're gonna analyze CPG right now, it's currently bouncing off the 0.41 support level. So the clearest area for those who have been watching this stock is somewhere here, which it hit already last week. No, so the failure for it to go up is primarily because it's close to the 0.45 resistance. It's close to the 50-day moving average, the 20-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average. So that's the selling pressure that we're seeing right now. So if the selling will continue, possible retracement for it is it goes back to the 0.41 level. And as of this point in time naman talaga, MACD is still below zero. It's still also currently bearish. So again, I'll reiterate that if it does not pull through, no, you might see it. You might see this particular downward progression be a stronger resistance. And if you look at it here, this is where it kind of overlaps also. So there might be some selling pressure the closer CPG is at this from that particular area. So there. I hope that this is something that's adding value to you, and I hope that this is something that is helping you wherever you may be on whatever you are doing. So, by the way, I always say this, and I just want to make sure that whatever we talk about here, please do note that never ever buy, sell, hold, or transact or buy a stock just because it's shared here in YouTube. Make sure to do your own due diligence. Make sure that whatever information is talked about here, you research it. Do not buy, sell, hold, or avoid a stock just because you hear it from a friend, you hear it from YouTube. It's your money, it's your responsibility. You have to use this only for informational purposes, but you have to take the time to be able to analyze the stocks that you want on your own as well. So there. Next stock that we want, put it in the comment section. Let me just look at the others. Okay, next one. Okay, you have Jay Reyes asking for nawala. Okay. Sige, let's do this. And daming dito eh. We have Michael Naco asking for dito. Si Arthur Garao asking for tech. We've done tech already. Michael Naco, Mike asking for dito. Then you have Nelson asking for dito. Paul asking for MM. Sixela asking for APL. You have Mark Figueroa asking for LTG. Then daming MM. There's a lot of MM. Oh. There's Meralco and Jollibee also. Sige. So let's do first dito. Dito naman has been heavily requested over and over and over and over and over and over again. What's interesting about dito today is value turnover 697. It's up 13.98 pesos per share. It's up 3.56%. But if you notice it, it's still under the same progression that we have been looking at. It's still having a hard time at the 14 peso resistance level. So as you can see, February 2, it was very, very close to it. Yesterday, it hit the resistance and selling was also very, very evident. Hit that level, selling pressure brought it down to make it close at 13.5. Then today, as it went particularly lower, you had buyers again bring it up to the 14 peso level. But I'll say this, nothing has changed from the last time we did this. the resistance is very, very evident right here. So unless it breaks out from this particular level, then we're just gonna see Dito still consolidate. I just want to note this though for a more bullish sentiment. We saw MACD already start to cross up once again. So uh, the 100, 200 day moving averages are still bullish. If you'll allow me to plot this line here, you could still interlace this short-term uptrend also, which is available for Dito right now. So the longer trends are still bullish. The longer moving averages are also bullish. But over the short term, since the end of December to where we are right now, it's currently consolidating as confirmed by the 20-day moving average, which is flat, which is acting also as the support level at the 12 peso mark. So I'll reiterate this: resistance 14, support 12, failure to break the 14 peso level, supports to watch out for are 12, and next possible support is at the 10.78 level. So please do note possible retracement no, if it goes lower and does not break. This is 14.0, 14% to as low as around 22, 23 plus percent for Dito. But nothing has changed. It's currently at the resistance and it's still currently consolidating. So there. Comment below if you're learning and comment if this is something that is helping you. Now we have rents. I think I mentioned I want to talk about MM. Dito MM ACEN are relatively the most requested that we had. This is the resistance for MM. This is the support for MM. So it's in the lower end of the consolidatory range. For Dito, as you notice, no, halos pare-pareho yung itsura nila, that they have been consolidating for the short term. The only difference is for MM right now, it's already below the 20-day moving average. It's currently close also to the 50-day moving average, which is at the 6.4 level, which is acting as a support. I just want to note this also, that as you can see right here, the cross down is confirming whatever downward push you're seeing here, and whatever this is, and whatever it may progress to be. So current level to watch out for, at least for Mart, is 6.4. If that does not hold, next possible retracement level will be at the 5.62 mark. So I repeat, current resistance for Mart is the strongest one that's keeping it consolidating, is 8 pesos. The next one is around the 7.12 mark, which is where the 20-day moving average is. Your support levels are the 50-day moving average, which is also confirmed by the 6.3 level that I plotted. If that does not hold, then we may possibly see Mart retrace further back down to the 5.6 level. And if I'll project this, I just want to mention this to all of you, that projecting it from this level no, is showing that the 7.12 level, the breakdown from that level, confirmed also by the 20-day moving average and confirmed by this upward trending line, is showing us that, hey, it looks like there is a change in direction for MM. So what's important to see is if it holds above the 5.6 level, then we could still safely say that MM as of now still currently consolidating. So there. Comment below if you're learning and if this is something that's helping you. We have 237 people from YouTube live, and then 500 people from Facebook also joining us. So I think a lot of you guys like it more when we do it at the evening. We have Migs Mendoza's asking for GTCAP. Comment below if you guys like GTCAP, if that's good also for you. If that's something that you like, we're gonna do that also right here, right now. So let me just fix this. Paano to share? Okay. Oops. Anyways, okay, let's look at GTCAP as of today. So for GTCAP, this is how it is. It's bouncing off this particular support level. It's kind of consolidating already at the 5.11 mark. The main resistance right now is the 6.67 level. So if it holds this particular level, it presents a opportunity for those who want to pick it up at the support. Possible narrative that you could trade is, if you're trading longer ranges, this is the possible trading area that you can look at now. So this is around, for those who have longer time frames, this is around a 30% spread. But for those who can't wait that long, short-term resistance is also the same as the 50-day moving average at the 579 level. So GTCAP stays above 511 support level. Your short-term resistance for those who are trading shorter durations is at the 579 mark. You can see it right here. It's around the 13.7 upside. Then your next one is at the 667 mark, which is giving you also around 30 plus percent. So this is all predicated if this is all what's so important here, if it needs to hold the 511 level, and it needs to hold the 100-day moving average, because if that does not happen, the fear that could possibly make this more bearish is if it breaks below the 511 mark, then you could see this downward progression happen for GTCAP. I just want to note this while we're saying that GTCAP right now is still bearish. It's already also an oversold level. So all eyes, in my opinion, should be at the 511 mark. That holds its ground, then there's a trading opportunity for 579 and 667. If that does not hold, then we might see deeper strides for GT Capital and a retracement to around the 463 level. By the way, for those who want to know more about how I would analyze, no, at least the way I would look at my stocks. I use technical analysis most of the time, and what you see here is what I normally do. I use support and resistance more. Then I use a lot of moving averages for me to be able to somehow decipher how I would analyze my stock. So for those who are interested about that, in YouTube we have a link in the description. We have a Zoom class that's happening, I think, end of February. So it's my first time in a long time to do a Zoom class to be able to talk about technical analysis. So for those who want to join us, the details are in the description below. I'm going to try to put it also in the comment section for both Facebook and YouTube. Anyways, you have Carol Lim who's asking for BDO. For BDO naman, this is how it looks. So as you can see, it's still the same, no, from the last time we've been doing the videos. Your main resistance is still here. Your main support is still here. And if you zoom out, nothing much has changed for BDO. It's still moving at this particular consolidation. So the main resistance is still at 114, 115. The main support is still at around the 100 peso level. The next layer of support right there is at the 84.23 mark. But right now, no, yung 100 peso 99.76 level is being protected also by the 100 and 200-day moving average. So current trajectory is 114, 115 resistance, 100 support level. It's still consolidating na. So halos 11 months na nagka-consolidate yung BDO. It's still, if you look at it also right here, it still has not come back from pre-pandemic or at least pre-lockdown levels. This was when the lockdowns happened. Then you started to see it drop. A lot of the stocks that we've mentioned already have somehow, no, some way already have gone up in one shape or form above those pre-lockdown levels. But for BDO, they have not yet. Short-term resistance, you can peg it around the 108 mark. So somewhere around here is our possible short-term resistance as well. So resistance short-term, 108, resistance longer. That's the strongest one so far that BDO has not broken out from for the past 11 months is around the 114, 115 level. Next. We have RJ Badyang asking for FNI. So let's look at FNI here. Ferro nickel, this is how it looks. Current resistance for FNI is here, 3.14. Current support right here is the 2.1 level. So we're seeing FNI bounce off this support level. The major underlying trend, no, as supported by the 100 and 200-day moving average, is still up. It's trying to bounce off oversold level. So if this continues, current narrative for FNI is it could go to the resistance at 3.14. As you can see right here, so bounce from this support level. Ito yung possible trajectory niya, around 45.6%. No, medyo malaki yung spread. But that should be under if it breaks out from the 50-day moving average. If it does, it needs to clear this first, which is at the 2.37 level. So I'll just write this down. Please write this down. If it does not break out from 2.2584, then it goes back to 219. If it breaks past that, then it has to clear the 2.72 resistance. Then that's when it has a bigger shot and chance to go to the 3.14 level. So comment below if you're learning. Comment if this is something that's helping you. Patrick Miguel is back. I'll drink lang so I can preserve my voice. So 1 minute, 30-second coffee, water break. Comment below also whatever stocks that you guys want me to analyze more.
buy. I hear Ferronickel. This is how it looks. Current resistance for FNF here 3.14 carat. Support right here is 2.1 Devil's Hole. Receipt of an advance.
Sige, let's look at APL. Let's look at APL, LTG, and AXLM, then maybe ALLHC. Sana maalala ko lahat ng sinabi ko. And by the way, a lot of people have been asking, totoo, no, a lot of the stocks that have moved also, that at least retailers have been buying, local retailers, a lot of them are, how do I say this? A lot of them are a bit speculative in nature. So ingat lang every time you want to position in stocks like that, because stocks that are speculative in nature are mostly driven by news, are mostly driven by price action. The problem there is pag nawala na yung action, the drops also become steeper because it does not have any if it's not really driven by dividends or fundamentals or earnings, it's harder for it to become sustainable. So I'm not saying it's not going to go up. I'm just saying that it's not something that when selling happens, people will look at it na, oy, mura na ulit siya because it dropped from this. Sometimes when those things happen, medyo baka dire-diretso yung movement downward. So just ano lang, just something that so you get to protect your capital. And ganun lang naman sa market eh. People always talk about when you are in the markets, we're here to earn, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective already. Don't just focus on how much you could earn. Focus on how do you protect it that it doesn't go lower, because at the end of the day, every time you expose yourself to the market, you are giving yourself already a level of risk that it's volatile enough that you could also lose money, but not as, I don't think it's as risky. It's not as risky as Bitcoin. It's not as risky as other markets where you can short, and it's not as risky in other markets where pwede ka gumamit ng margin or leverage. Anytime you use leverage or margins, that's when it becomes a bit risky. That's when you can lose everything. Anytime you short also, that's when you can also lose everything. But if you're going long, worst that could happen is maipit kayo na matagal or mag-cut loss kayo. But it won't go to zero at a very, very fast pace as compared to buying any asset na may leverage or any asset na pwedeng short. Anyways, ALHC is currently at the resistance. I'll peg the resistance here. You can see it right here. It's at the 3.14 mark. So that's the problem. That's the progression that we are seeing for ALLHC also. What's interesting though is if I'll plot this all together, one of the things that caused it also to move up was bounce from this 2.6 support level, breaking out from the 100-day moving average. Then you have the MACD also giving you a cross here, and then you have RSI also starting to cross up from oversold levels. So a couple of things for ALLHC is the 3.14 level. If it does not break that particular progression, then it has a shot that it just goes back here, then it could possibly consolidate. Breakout from this resistance, it goes back to the 3.75 level. But that being said, it's still, as you can see right here, consolidating. This is the range that it has to at least break out from. If you're going to extend it here, this is the longer range where ALLHC since the end of September has been currently consolidating from. So that's where ALLHC is as of now. Sabi ni John Leo, sabi ko ALXM or EW. Comment below what do you guys want, ALXM or EW. But sinabi ko na AXLM, so let's do AXLM. So this is how Axillum is. Same thing, bounce from 200-day moving average. It's currently going towards the resistance. It currently broke out from the 100-day moving average, the 20-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average. So it has to move and try to hit this particular 3.86 resistance. So main movement for Axillum, 2.8 peso support, 3.86 resistance, which let's see, it hit that particular level last December 15. Then after that, hitting that level, it started to drop down. What's interesting lang though is while it did that, right here, you can see it tried to push and build its own descending triangle. However, the 2.8 support level, the 200-day moving average, was strong enough to help it bounce. So right now, short-term perspective, it's breaking past the 50-day moving average. It's breaking past the 3.42 support level. If that holds, next possible resistance is the 3.86 level. And if you'll allow me to zoom out, the last time it went above at least the 3.84 level was November 14, 2019, which is quite a while already. So if you look at it, no, this is the IPO. This was where the IPO is. It formed a downtrend right here, tried to consolidate for a bit, then it started to push up also. But from this time to where we are right now, we have not seen Axillum move from that particular level. So please do write this down. If it goes above the 3.8 mark, the next resistance is 4.13 pesos per share, then followed by the 4.43 level. But that's still a great way off. We're not yet there. It needs to break past the 3.8 level, which it has not done for more almost di naman 2 years, but a year and 3 or 4 months or so. So this is where we are for Axillum. One thing going for it is MACD is already showing us a change in direction, but it still has not crossed above the zero level. So I just want to note this. This area here, this area here, this happened August and it started to move from August to December. Then we have it right here also bouncing no from this particular support level. So let's see if this progresses. What would be stronger, this upward push to the resistance, or from this particular area, it has stronger legs to make it go up. So let's see. What's interesting about technicals is we're not supposed to forecast or predict. We just take the charts as it is. So si Paul Lawrence asking for MRSGI. This is MRSGI. Support is right here. Resistance is right here. So bounce from 1.1375 main resistance is 1.725. You have a short-term resistance here at the 1.55 level. So if I'll measure it also and show it to all of you, this particular move is around 14+%. This particular move is around 26.5%. So if you look at it also, it's still currently also consolidating. It's still sideways. 1.725 resistance. Then you have another one at the 1.55 mark. Those are the support and resistance levels that we are also pegging for MRSGI. Then you have your support level at the 1.37 mark. So that's where we are. So what's important that I want you to get, guys, is it needs to clear 1.55, because if it doesn't, it's still forming a descending triangle, at least for MRSGI. So there. Let's look at Meralco as requested here. So for Meralco, this is where it is. It bounced no very, very well here from the at least the 259 support. It had enough strength also last Feb 2 to bounce above the 200-day moving average. Then it broke out from the 281 resistance, but it still has not cleared this particular downward movement. So for us to say that it has been reversing also and is a way of from this downward movement is it has to break this particular resistance, which you could also peg to the 50-day moving average. But for me, what I would like to see for it to have a shot to go back in this upward progression is it must break past the 315 resistance level. So there. LTG, hindi pa yata tayo nag-LTG. This is where LTG is. So LTG, very interesting, no? Large, massive uptrend right here. It's what's interesting about that is it's trying to break out from the 14 peso level, and then MACD right now is still above zero, a bit weak though. So we have to see it start to push up if you want this 14.1 breakout to be something that's sustainable as well. But major trend for LTG is up. It's just consolidating at the 14.11 level, which it has built a resistance. If it breaks past that, the next possible resistance is at the 15.4 level. You have Soyc from Singapore, Renan Saison from Lapu-Lapu City in Cebu. Paul, tapos na tayo dito on MRSGI. APL nga pala, RC asking for APL. So let's look at APL. Check. APL. Okay, let me just progress this. Okay, for APL, the large move, no, if you look at it already, we have it has detached from that. The current support right now is here, close to the 50-day moving average, and then the next resistance is at the 20-day moving average at the 0.25 level. So please do write this down. Current support level 0.17 as confirmed by this. Current resistance is at a 0.255 level as confirmed by this. So it's neither there. It's neither at the support or the resistance right now. So I guess one of the best things that you can do, one of the more prudent things that you need to do is to wait possible downside. No, from the closing today to the support is still around. It's still 18.5%, and it's not yet also naman at the resistance, which nasa gitna siya. Resistance is 20.4% away, and then you have your support 18.5% away. So it's still consolidating, protected by the 20-day moving average, which is at the support, and then the 50-day moving average, which is currently at the resistance. So that's where we are right now for APL. Sorry, not sure what happened there. Nawala ng konti. Philip, tapos na tayo sa Converge. We're done also with ACEN. Marlon Olihar from Oman. Hello to you. What's this question? Boss Marvin, ask ko lang, the brokerage app of Robinhood, can it be used in any country? I think it's more sa US lang, no. For Dogecoin, I've had a lot of friends in the crypto space that were really talking about it because it moved up massively. I don't know much about it. What I've been tracking lang very consistent, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. There was a lot of volatility for Ripple over the past day. So style ko sa Bitcoin is I have a wallet where I try to hold on to it for as long as I can, but I also trade it. I have another app. I have another platform for that. That every time it dips to a certain support level, I start to buy. Then after some volatility, I take profits as well. So two different approaches. One is for holding for the long term. Then one is for me to be able to trade it. So there. Sige, we're done now with Meralco. Sige, Jared Go is asking for PLDT. Sige, let's look at PLDT also. Sorry. So there. Meralco at PLDT got protected by the 200-day moving average, as you can see right here. It's currently trying to stay and be protected from the zero line cross for MACD. Current resistance to watch out for PLDT is here at the 1.461 mark. It got protected by the 200-day moving average, which acted as a support level. So for today, no, if it does not hold this particular level, then it threatens also to go back here at the 1,310 level. So watch out tomorrow how this goes. If it bounces from this level, then this upward push is alive. So in my opinion, all eyes are at the 100-day moving average. Failure to hold this level, we could see a retracement here to 13110. Bounce from this level, short-term movement will possibly bring it to 1425. It was high from the main resistance at the 146 level for PLDT. I want to talk about MegaWIDE also. For MegaWIDE, let's look at it. Yeah, and so MegaWIDE currently consolidating. This is its particular range. Resistance is at the 8.84 level. Support is at the 7 peso 6.96 level. So this is its current consolidatory range. If I'll project this together, this is a downward trend that still is not MegaWIDE is not yet out of that particular level. So if 6.96 does not hold, then we might see a larger downward slide, and current retracement will bring it to the 6.26 level. Breakout from this particular downward slope, the possible narrative is it goes and moves to this particular area. So resistance 8.84, which is close to the 50-day moving average. Support is 6.96, which is close to the 200-day moving average. Then you have a resistance here, also smaller and shorter one at the 7.93 mark. But as of now, if If the 6.96 does not hold, then the downward progression will be stronger. If it bounces off this, then it gives us a bigger case that it is currently, or a shot that it could possibly consolidate still. So there. A lot of you are asking about Converge, but we already talked about it at the start of the video. That was one of the first videos that we actually talked about. So there. Sige, and DMC. So we have not talked about DMC yet. So this is where DMC is. You have the support right here. You have the resistance right here. Current consolidation range for DMC is 5 peso support, 6.19 resistance. This is its current trajectory. If it breaks out from the 50-day moving average, so does not break out, then you might see a possible shorter and smaller consolidation. I repeat, does not break out from 5.9 or 5 or the 6 peso mark, it could consolidate. It could possibly consolidate at this particular short-term area. So there. So I guess that's it na muna, no? I hope you guys got a lot from this. Please do note that whatever would talk about here, these are not stock picks, these are not stock tips. Please do your own research right after this. Please study and do and take the time to be able to build your own competence in investing. And to everyone who's new to Facebook and YouTube, appreciate it if you can subscribe and smash the bell. If you're from Facebook and this is something that's helping you, it would be amazing if you could share this so that we get to build financial education for more and more Filipinos. For those who are in YouTube, press the like button, smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content. For those who want to know more about me, in the description below, we have books and then our first Zoom course for 2021, which is happening at the end of February. So that's it for now. I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope this helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.